Welcome to Leading from the Future. That's right, I'm your host, the one and only Dr. Pastor Anthony D. Shannon, all the way from Detroit. If you know, then you know. We call it 313. That's the place to be. What up, though? Yeah, that's that Detroit slang coming at you, all right? Listen, I want to welcome you here because this is a unique space. It's where inspiration seamlessly blends with revelation in order to empower you on your journey. Right here, you heard me. We don't just keep you informed, we transform your perspective. It's like putting on a pair of glasses. We want you to dive into these riveting stories of individuals who triumphed over adversity. We want you to learn from those who we say have persevered. Yes, indeed. We want you to understand that these people are not just talking the talk. They have walked the walk. They've persevered against all odds. They've absorbed all kind of lessons because they didn't quit. They didn't get bitter. They got better. And we want them to share with you. And then we want to encourage you to get your voice, to ignite your voice, because everyone has a story. Our show just isn't about stories, though. It's about a call to action. We want to help you move from the next level. We want to help you get off that couch. We want to help you stop procrastinating, and we want to be a catalyst to push you into your destiny. Because I believe, and we believe right here in this show, that everyone has a purpose, a unique calling that makes them, watch this, indispensable to the world. So why don't you explore these pathways today as we uncover hidden potentials? I don't never ever disappoint you, and we want to help you. These people that we bring want to help you, inspire you to embrace your destiny. So keep listening to Leading from the Future. Tell somebody, right? Share it with someone out there. Why don't you share it, okay? Now, listen, I'm bringing to you this gentleman, all right? He is no stranger to us, but he might be to you. I don't know. But if you haven't heard of him, you will today, okay? And I encourage you to connect with him. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about Shay Brown. He is a sales strategist. Man, sales is like oxygen. You don't hear me, He's an entrepreneur. He's the founder of Easy Sales Hub, known for helping business owners build predictable, scalable revenue. Now, you know you need some revenue, all right? He specializes in crafting high-performance sales systems, including, listen to me, the evergreen revenue model. The seven-figure sales team framework. Shay equips entrepreneurs and organizations to stop chasing sales and start leading with structure, clarity, confidence that produces, here's the word, consistent growth. And I'm here to tell you, we welcome him to this show of Leading from the Future. Amen. Why don't you welcome my good friend, my brother, amen, and he is the one and only Dr. Shanon.
What's going on, Dr. Pastor Anthony Shannon? How you doing, bro?
Man, I'm doing wonderful, absolutely marvelous. We welcome you and your energy and your wisdom and expertise so that everybody will understand what Shay Brown do. He's multi-talented, multi-gifted, but I need them to understand who you really are at the core of what you do. So here's how we like to start all the time. First of all, we open it up this way. Tell us where you were born, right? Who is your mother? Who is your father? And where did you go to school?
Yeah, so first, let me just say thanks a lot. It's an honor and a privilege to be here, man. Thanks all you're doing with the show, Leading from the Future. You provide a platform that allows everyone to be able to dial in no matter where they are in the world, not only become a better leader, but also get more results in their life and in their business. So thanks for all that you're doing, and thank the audience for being here. I'm excited to be here. I'm from Washington, D.C., by the way. My mother is Dr. Pastor Cami B. Jeffers, and my father, Marshall Brown, is no longer here, by the way. I started Dale City Elementary, went to Dale City Elementary School, and finished my final studies at Johns Hopkins University at MBA and all that good stuff along the way. But at the end of the day, I just like folks to know that I'm just like every single one of you, just a human being who wants to help other people achieve what they want, live the life they deserve. And maybe you're like me, you're going to leave this place much better when you leave here than while you were here. And that's why we're here today.
Wow, wow, wow. That's good. Now, tell us then, while you were growing up, when did you know you wanted to be, first of all, a businessman? Second of all, helping people? Or how did you know you were going to be that leader?
Sure. So I never saw myself as a leader, never wanted to be an
Mm,
entrepreneur. That was never, ever in my peripheral. I never said I want to be a business owner. That was a dream my father had.
mm,
When I first got started, I was in the third grade. And I remember being in Miss Kurt's class. And Miss Kurtz is one of the teachers that I was in love with, by the way. Don't judge me, all you folks that are out there, by the way. She was that teacher that I was, oh my gosh, I was just heads over heels. But one of the things that she would do is she would always bring someone to the front of the class after we did a training or after we did reading a chapter of one of the books we were reading. And we had to talk about what we had just read. And on this particular day, something was different. I mean, I stood up as always, walked to the front. The class started laughing as they always did. They've been doing it since I was in the first grade. This day was a little different. This day,
mm,
Miss Kurtz took me by the hand. It wasn't a love take me by the hand. It was a take me by the hand and walk me down to the principal's office. They called up Mother Dear, who had to come in that day to the school, brought in
mm,
Miss Linda Rowland, who was the guidance counselor. And they had a conversation. And the conversation was, your son has a severe stuttering problem.
mm.
Now, what that meant, I was going to go to that other class. The other class is what you would call the class that we don't want to talk about these days. I know we're in a political correct term, but it was the
Right,
blankety
right.
blank class. You don't go to that class. The reason I tell you that story about me and my journey, I want to be an entrepreneur, serve other people, it didn't start that way. When we went home, something changed. Now, Mother Dear, as I mentioned, was bishop of a church, by the way. We grew up in a Pentecostal church, 35 members in our church, 25 kids. You see the ratio? Isn't that kind of crazy?
Mm,
But anyway, she said that night while we were eating dinner, and we didn't eat dinner like at a round table like people do today. We were just on our TV stands eating dinner, watching TV. And she said, you know, you don't have a severe stuttering problem. You're
mm.
you're just fine. I said, wait a minute. Now, remember, I'm only in the third grade. I didn't have all the, I don't know if I had wisdom or not, but I didn't have all these years of experience, right? I knew that wasn't the case. I said, okay. She says, you're just smarter than everyone else.
Wow.
Your brain is thinking so fast, you can't get the words out. You just keep speaking. You just keep talking, keep being you. Now, the reason I tell that story to answer your question is it took me first all the way until I was into the 11th grade to realize Mother Dear lied
Mm.
to me. Okay. I do have a severe stuttering problem. In fact, I still talk to some people fast because I'm trying to get the words out without stuttering. But if you talk to me long enough, you know I still stutter to this day. But the reason I tell that story is that here's the point for you listening at home. Sometimes you need someone else to believe in you before
Mm.
you believe in yourself. And
Right.
Mother held the belief that I was going to be okay. That one day I would go on and do whatever I wanted to do. There was no pressure to be a business owner, no pressure to go serve. Just go do what you want to do. And so the reason I tell that story is to say I never wanted to be an entrepreneur. I got laid off. I
Mm,
was forced into it. Never wanted to go serve other people, but I learned as an adult
mm.
that the fastest, easiest way to get what you want is to be able to help other folks get what they want. And so here I am today, an entrepreneur and on your show, and it's such an honor.
Yeah, you grew up then like a PK. Your mother's a pastor and whatnot. You're in the church. You just described it in fully. And most PKs grow up with a stigma that, they're mess ups or rejects and all of those type of things. And they never want nothing to do with ministry ever. They go far to the left. They don't want nothing to do with it. And yet you too are a businessman, not a preacher, not a bishop, or nothing like that. What happened with you as you was a PK, that you knew you wasn't going to be a bishop or nothing like that, but God was leading you into business, which is still public and still helping people.
Yeah, and even at my age today, I always say you're never too old, never too young, right? So who knows what the future holds for me?
Mhm.
Um, I would say this. Yeah, I got in trouble a lot as a kid. I mean, I got held back in the seventh grade because I was cutting. Please don't judge me, all you folks that are out there, by the way. I know none of you were like Shay Brown, by the way. None of you cut class all the time. And as a result, it got held back in the seventh grade, by the way. None of you had to go to summer school just to get your diploma because you was cutting class in the 12th grade. You thought you was done and you weren't done. The mistakes, I made them, by the way. I had both my sons before I even finished college. Don't judge me, please, please, please don't judge me, okay? It wasn't any of that. I don't necessarily know what the future holds. I just didn't feel, or I didn't answer, I would say, the calling to go do that. Okay, I didn't. If you talk to Mother Dear, she'll tell you one day, one day, one day, one day. But she's probably watching this. She loves watching these things, and she still holds that belief. I know, Mother. She holds the belief, and she says you got to stop being Jonah. Okay, get on over here. But I will say this: my father, Marshall Brown, who's no longer with us, had a high influence in me. My father went to college, Central State, dropped out, never finished, by the way, and then got into the political world. He was someone who was a Black Panther. He was someone who marched on the lines in the 60s to make sure we have what we have today so we continue to fight to keep what we have today to pass it on. And what I learned from my father wasn't the politics. What I learned from my father wasn't the business side. But one of the things my father kept saying is, son, we marched and I was on the front lines. And my prayer is that you or your brother or my daughter one day be able to write the checks.
Oh, wow.
Because when we got arrested, they had to write the checks to have the attorneys come down to get us out. And so you
Wow.
don't have to be on the front line to say that you're not making a difference, that you're not serving. You can still put your money there and allow
Mhm.
other people to have what they need to do the things that you believe in, the causes you believe in. And so when I became a business owner, it wasn't about people saying, oh, he wrote a check for this or wrote a check for that. It was, this is one way that I can
Mhm.
serve. Remember, the 12
Mhm.
disciples, they weren't all broke, just case of study, by the way. And so it was okay to be able to write the check. So that's where I'm at today. And in the future, I still go to church, I still serve, I still believe in it. And who knows, maybe one day I will be called. And if I do, I'll be first to call you up, bro, for sure.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Hey, listen, this is so wonderful and so good. You talk about, your two kids and whatnot. And so, as if you had another life, or, so talk about that part.
Sure.
How did you manage that?
Yeah. So I actually was one of the ones that, kind of disappointed. I say disappointed, never said they were disappointed, but, they was always hoping I would turn it around. And when I'd say I had another life, I would say it took me to about 40, maybe 45 before I kind of got it right. And let me say what I mean by that. Yeah, I went to undergraduate and that was a blessing. Yes, I was able to go there. Yes, I was able to finish undergraduate. That's a
Mhm.
blessing. Yes, I was able to pledge a fraternity when I was an undergraduate. I was able to be president of my class when I was an undergraduate. I was
Divine,
checking
man.
all the boxes along the way while I was an undergraduate. Now, I wasn't perfect. As I mentioned, my first son, who I love dearly, is named after me. Is my firstborn, Che Jr. He and his mom and I, we never married. But she was someone who was in the church. I was in the church, and then we went to the same church, and then she got pregnant, and everybody probably thought we were brothers and sisters. Now, we never said we were brothers and sisters. Okay, we never dated. That was what they said. Okay, and how can I say this? You are forgiven, but it was one of those ones where he just messed up. Now, my mom and father never believed that. My parents were separated. And then when I say another life, after I finished undergraduate, I got married my last year in college. Now,
Mm.
don't judge me, okay? Don't judge me. Don't judge me. I was in love. Now, I screwed up. Okay. So we got married. I wasn't ready. I made probably the mistakes that I made as a young man. I'm not blaming it on being a young man. Those were decisions that you made, and you have to own up to your decisions. And from that relationship, I had my second son. So here I am now, Pastor, and I'm not saying that it's another life. It's just my journey is not maybe someone else's story. Some of you got the Willy Wonka ticket. Shay Brown didn't get the Willy Wonka ticket. Shay Brown had to go to the factory, and Shay Brown had to put the time in. Shay Brown had to work. Shay Brown had to refine his skills. It wasn't given to me. Nothing wrong with that. Hey, anyone got the Willy Wonka ticket, man? Congratulations. Nothing wrong with that. That wasn't my story. Okay. I had to go learn another way. Now, Pastor, if you go through one divorce before you're 30, it's pretty serious, right? It's pretty serious. You get it right. I was blessed to fall in love and get married again. Can you imagine somebody wanted to marry me? I mean, I had 2 kids and they wanted to marry me. So I'm on my second marriage. I'm rising up again. My personal life is in shambles. My professional life is rising. Like by then, I was finished my MBA. By then, I was and I'm coming around the story here. I was at MCI at the time, and I'm rising the ranks. Like I am a director. Now, a director before you're 30, it's a pretty big deal. Okay, I'm in this tech bomb. I've got stock options over here. Got a nice looking wife over here. Taking care of my kids. I mean, it don't get any better. So you said, do I want to be an entrepreneur? Why? I go to work every day. And I'm working long hours. Life is good. And then on May 31st, 2004, I get hit with the punch that I never saw coming. And I want you to think about in your own life. Was there ever an instance somewhere along your journey? If it wasn't, you listen to my story, where you got hit with the punch you never saw coming. In this case, Perry Fagan, my senior vice president, called me to his office and said, we have to lay people off. In this case, I'm good. We laid people off before. It's tough. It's tough. I said, Shay, we got to let you go. I never saw me going anywhere, ever. Like ever. Like I'm talking about ever. And it wasn't my performance. It wasn't anything I did wrong. It was company is moving in a different direction. I was in voice and data, and that was kind of going away. And the whole telecom thing was going upside down. And here's the point I want to make, Pastor, and I'll land the point here for those folks that are listening, because you said, was there another life? There was another life. It's just when I got laid off, my friends had their own company. I'm in tears. I'm upset. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I had some severance. I thought I had $1 million. I had over a year's severance. I had money in my bank account. Thought I was rich. Had a 401k. And I said, well, shoot, I'm starting my business. And Doc, I started the business. Ran out of money in less than 90 days, was broke. My second wife decides to leave. How can I say it? My fault. I'm burning credit cards. I'm doing things I shouldn't be doing, not looking for a job. I'm going to make this thing work. And I take full responsibility. Okay, full responsibility. The difference is my 2 sons decide they want to move in with dad and stay with dad. And, when you're trying to be an entrepreneur with no money, starting burning through your 401k, it's a little difficult. It's very, very humbling. And what I learned through all that, and what I want you to hear here and through the story, is the Shay Brown you see today wasn't always the Shay Brown. Okay, there was a time I was just where maybe some of you have been, or many of you are right now. And my turnaround came as I was upstairs. And there was a knock at the door. And Pastor Shannon, I'm coming down the home stretch with this story, but knock at the door, and my sons come running upstairs. Dad, they said, someone's still in the car. What? I go down the steps. I go to the window. I look out, and there's my Lexus truck. Boy, did I love that Lexus truck, boy. Woo! Pearl white with tan seats. And Kevin was taking the truck away. Now, normally Kevin would knock at my door. I know, don't judge me. It's not the first time my car been repoed, okay? This time he was just taking it. I guess he got tired knocking at the door. And I looked over at my sons, and here's the point. I said, don't worry. The car is just going to the garage. I lied.
Wow.
And I felt like a failure as a father, inside a failure as an entrepreneur, a failure as a husband, just a failure as a man. And that was probably the lowest point, Pastor. And that's when I borrowed $5,000 from my brother in 2004. Now, $5,000 is a lot of money. Whenever you watch this video, it's probably a lot of money. But it was a lot of money back in 2004 because I had an idea, Pastor. I was going to go hire this coach who I never met, who was in California, Rockland, California, and he was going to help all of us in this event learn how to be a business owner. Now, my brother thought it was another get-rich scheme, okay? Get-rich scheme. But he gave me the money and put it on his credit card anyway. And it was here that I learned the lesson, and I'm done. This is the point. When I was there, Eric said, Shay, why don't you focus on sales? No way, impossible. That's for those folks who can't get a job. I'm a business consultant. I got a few letters behind my name. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no sales guy under no imagination. He said, Shay, I want you to believe this about sales. It's not something that people can't do. It's not something people trying to slick people or convince them. He said, selling equals service. Jot that down in your notes. Selling equals service. It's 3 words. Those 3 words, when I heard that, I never heard it like that in my life. He said, you can serve others. You can solve their problems. You can help them. And they look for folks like you to pay. And that's what selling is. He says selling is about 3 things. It's about educating. Can you educate people that there is a problem on the planet? They'll probably agree with you. Number 2, selling is about leading. Can you at least say, this is how I'm solving this problem? This is how I help CEOs. And number 3, selling is about moving people to action. Pastor Shannon, that became the mantra, and you probably know it still is. 22 years later, our mantra is selling equals service, and we're going to serve at the highest level. So that's why I say you might think there's 2 lives, but that's the journey that has you and I having this conversation right now. Selling equals service.
Wow. Did y'all hear that? I mean, this is such a wonderful, absolutely powerful interview so far. Listen, we're going to pause right here and we're going to be right back because we want you to know, if you've been listening to Dr. Shay Brown, he lets you know no matter where you start, even if you're climbing and you crash, there's always a turnaround. When we come back, we're going to be hearing about the turnaround because now he's got something that is intrigued him about sales. And now we're going to move into how he became the sales strategist. So you want to make sure you stay right here. All right. Now, listen, if you have not purchased the new book by yours truly, Dr. Anthony Shannon, Sacred Success. Oh, I want you to understand it is not about possessions. I need you to understand that I want you to unlock the abundant life that God has prepared for you. With Sacred Success, we're going to unlock the God-given prosperity that he's already locked on the inside of you. It has nothing to do with materialism. No. We're talking about this book is going to help you empower so you can break from scarcity and align yourself with God's divine plan and step into boldness of inheritance. Oh, yeah, you want to do that boldly. That's right. Because once you find your purpose, if you're ready to embrace true prosperity, it is connected to your purpose. You heard Shay Brown talk about this. Says something clicked on the inside of him and he found the purpose because he said selling is service. Once you unlock God-given prosperity, it is always connected to your purpose. Why don't you click on, scan on, get this book, download it right now. Go to the victorychurchint.org. You can buy the book there. You can buy it on Amazon, but get this book in your hands. And then why don't you share it with somebody else?
Here at the Victory Church, we are a teaching church. And who better to learn from than our very own Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. He's written a book entitled Live Generously. That's right. If you are ready to embrace biblical principles about money and to learn about God's financial management and even about the joys of trusting God through giving, it's time for you to live generously. Get this book today. Purchase it for $20 here at the church, or you can purchase it in ebook form on our website for $14.99. That's right. Go ahead and visit our website, thevictorychurchint.org. you want to get this book if you are ready to go to another level and embrace God's biblical principles about money. Are you unshakable? We know you can't stop the storms of life, but you can discover how to be unshakable. If you're ready to learn how to overcome family challenges, illness, financial stress, and more, you need this book, Unshakable, written by Nelson Searcy. And the foreword was written by our very own pastor prophet, Anthony D. Shannon. Get this book, Unshakable, today for only $20 at the church. And you can also email us at tvci.executiveoffice@gmail.com. Get Unshakable today. It is God's desire that you overcome obstacles, even in less than optimum circumstances. Get these books today to live your best life. And here at the Victory Church, as we say, success is the only option. Are you ready to embark on a journey of inspiration and empowerment? Introducing The Heart of a Black Man, inspiring stories of triumph and resilience. A captivating anthology that sheds light on the incredible stories of Black men who have faced adversity with unwavering strength. This anthology features a powerful voice among its authors, Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. His contribution adds a unique perspective, weaving a narrative of resilience, faith, and triumph that will leave you inspired and moved. The Heart of a Black Man is more than just a book. It's a beacon of hope, a celebration of perseverance, and a testament to the indomitable spirit within the hearts of Black men. Available now on Amazon for only $20 or Kindle for $9.99, The Heart of a Black Man is a powerful investment in knowledge, empathy, and inspiration. Reach out to us or order your copy today and join us in celebrating the resilience, triumphs, and the enduring spirit of Black men everywhere. Hello, and thank you for tuning into Leading from the Future with Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. Well, we hope that you're enjoying the show, and we want to let you know that we are grateful for you. From captivating stories to insightful discussions, we value your presence in our community. Now, if you're finding value and joy in what we bring to your screen, we'd like to invite you to consider taking your support a step further. To ensure the continued success of our channel, we warmly invite you to contribute. We're seeking 10 generous individuals to donate $1,000 each, as well as 10 contributors with a gift of $526, and 10 supporters donating $224.24. Every donation, regardless of the amount, makes a significant impact. However, as a token of our gratitude, each contributor will receive a personalized prophetic word and an exclusive ebook. We have 3 simple ways for you to give, making it quick and easy for you to send your contributions. The first is Cash App. That's right, $ Anthony D. Shannon. You can send your contribution directly to our amazing host. The second way is to download the V-Church app. Go ahead and download on the Google Play or your App Store and follow the prompts there. The third is Cash App, $ the Victory Church INT. Again, we thank you for your contributions and your support of Leading from the Future with our amazing host, Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. Well, thank you for being an essential part of our journey. Your generosity truly fuels our passion. Now let's get back to the show because more exciting moments await us. Thank you for your continued support.
Hello, my name is Shay Brown, and you're watching Leading from the Future with Dr. Pastor Anthony D. Shannon.
All right, listen, welcome back to Leading from the Future. I am your host, Dr. Pastor Anthony Shannon, a prophet you can trust. And we were here talking with Dr. Shay Brown. He gave us the beginning and he started climbing and then he hit the climax, boom. And then he said, man, they took my car. Lord have mercy. Had to tell a lie to my sons. It was the lowest part of my life, but out of the devastation. You know, we always say here that you can't get a breakthrough till you get a breakdown. And once there was a breakdown, he got a breakthrough selling is service. All right, Shay Brown, let's talk about this. Now, here you are on a trajectory of being a salesperson, but now you are a sales strategist. Talk to us about that journey.
Sure. There's two things that brought us here. I remember my first job. I was at when I was first cut at Citibank. Now I started at Citibank. So I worked for two companies, Citicorp or Citibank, and MCI, which is now Verizon. When I was at Citibank, a young whippersnapper, right out of undergraduate, they noticed that I had all this energy, I guess, and I'd be holding these team meetings, and I guess I was, in their words, preaching, right, and had no structure, just yada yada yada, just let it all go. And so they sent me at the time to a class called Dale Carnegie. And in this Dale Carnegie class that I took, it took 3 of them actually, it was all about learning how to win and influence friends. And it was also about public speaking. Now, I had never been into public speaking. I mean, I had to stand up in church and talk, obviously. And I did that all the time, but I didn't really have a structure to it. I mean, I had a flow, but not really a structure. And that was the foundation, because what I learned from Toastmasters starting off, not Toastmasters, at Dale Carnegie first, was a structure. Then after after Dale Carnegie, they enrolled me in Toastmasters. And shout out to all the Toastmasters out there, by the way. I've been president of my club and done some amazing things in Toastmasters along the way. But what Toastmasters took was the structure that I got from Dale Carnegie, and they started wrapping a system around not just speaking, but being able to communicate. So I had layered those two on top of learning these, I don't know, leadership, management skills, whatever they call, but it was those people skills that added to what I have and what I'm doing right now. Now, the reason I'm telling you this to lead you to how I transition is I want you to jot this down in your notes, and that is systems beat goals every single time. It's one of our 12 rules for life. We've got 12, but one of them is systems beat goals every single time. So from an early age, I guess as an adult, these two stayed with me for about 5 to 7 years. Now, I'm learning this along the way, by the way. Now, when I got laid off, although selling isn't something I wanted to do, I was able to bring some other skills and a different perspective. Because when I first got into sales, they were teaching me you must use a script, you must overcome objections, you must convince the buyer that this is what they need and why they need it. And that didn't feel good to me. Give me a script that I had to say like someone else felt like it was not authentic. And I wasn't being who I am. Now, you might say, Shay, how did you learn how to be who you were? Well, when I was in Toastmasters, I'm coming to the point of your story here. When I was at Toastmasters, I was fortunate to be in an advanced Toastmasters club. And there was a guy named Dr. Benny Bow. Now, Dr. Benny Bow was in his 80s back then. And he had been international president of Toastmasters, which is pretty huge, 400,000 people. And after you give your talk, he would come up there and he would always give his comments, because I was in this presidential cool type of club and he was living in the area. So it worked out. What a blessing when I look back. I didn't get the Willy Wonka ticket, but boy, have I had some mentors along the way. Woo! I'm glad I didn't get that ticket, by the way. I'm going to miss out. But anyway, one of the things he used to always say when we finish, I thought it was just for me, but then I noticed he was saying to every freaking body, because they always right. Because it was like bishop of the church. They always got something to say.
Always got something.
I was finished. And he was like, that was good. He said, but I want you to slow down. Don't listen to everything they say. That's good. But 2 things I want you to do. And I never forgot these 2 things. I'm going to tell you this as well. And this is what drives me as a sales strategist. He said 2 things. Number 1, speak from the heart. Continue to do that, young man. And number 2, be yourself. You don't have to be any people. Because I would try to be like people folks in there. I'd be like, well, so today I want to talk about, and I would try to emulate what I've seen versus just relaxing and being who I am. If I talk fast, you talk fast. If you talk slow, you talk slow. Whatever it is, be yourself. And he said this right here. And I want y'all to hear this. I want you to hear this. Speak from the heart, be yourself. Okay, got that from him. Now, this applies to sales. It applies to leadership. If you're watching right now, because this is leading from the future, you're like, Shay, I'm not even in sales. How do I benefit from this episode that I'm watching with you and Dr. Pastor Shannon right now? I would say this to you. I would say, well, maybe you're not in sales. I get that. But would you not agree that preachers every single week
Sell 'em.
are selling the spiritual walk, but they're not in sales, right? They're not in sales. Okay. But they're selling the spiritual walk every day. Teachers, if you ask any teacher if they're in sales, they would say no. But would you not agree that every day teachers are selling education?
Absolutely.
Parents or mentors or aunts, nieces, nephews, uncles, anyone out there, they would probably say, I'm not in sales. But would you not agree that every single day they're selling values to their kids? Brush your teeth, say yes, sir, say yes, ma'am. So we're always selling, put this in your notes, our ideas, our beliefs, and our values. And are we not doing that as leaders looking towards the future and not where we are today? So I want you to embrace, if nothing else right now, and I tell you, I went from a strategist, this notion, this concept that selling equals service. Now, as I got a little bit older, because I'm part of the LL Cool J, generation, I got remixes. I got remixes on everything. I had to remix Dr. Benny Bow's thoughts, which is speak from the heart and be yourself, right? And I had to add on the Shayism. And the Shayism is I believe people have a phony meter. And the reason you want to be yourself as a leader or as a salesperson, as an entrepreneur, they got a phony meter, right? And so if you're yourself, that phony meter will always be on the right side. But when you're trying to be someone you're not, and they sense that, well, all of a sudden, it's not the credibility, it's not the believability. You need those as a leader, especially as a salesperson, but definitely as a leader. But then something becomes missing.
Yeah.
And that's a problem. So it's no longer about convincing or persuading or making someone do anything. It's about speaking from the heart and being yourself. And if you do that, it works. So how I went from where I was, which when I first started, I was teaching people how to sell. Now, Mother Dear, Mother Dear retired by the way, at 55 years old, by the way. And Mother Dear worked for the same U.S. government in the same building, Department of Commerce, on the same street for 37 years. Can you imagine that, by the way? Went to different floors in the building, but at the end of the day, the same thing. Retired at 55 and has not worked. She's now 78 in all these years. So Mother Dear is doing okay right now. But one of the things that Mother Dear used to always say, back in the church, now I know everything I learned in the Pentecostal church. Don't judge me, by the way. But she used to always say, sometimes when you hear the minister and they're preaching and they've got it there and the word is there and it's there and the energy is there and the spirit is there, sometimes they're preaching about something they're going through themselves. And it's front and center. And it's there. And that's what happened to me when I was out there teaching. I was learning how to sell. I was applying it. And I was teaching it. Does that make sense? So I start off this teaching the fundamentals of sales. And if you're a business owner, you're listening right now, I think there's 5 fundamentals that you need to know. And I'm going to give them to you in less than a minute. But I want you to have this as a CEO. Okay, we'll talk about that in a minute. That drives the business. So I was teaching. And then, Doc, 5 years later, around 2007, the whole world shifted for us. The market had crashed in real estate. The internet was taking off and something came out called funnels is what they called it. And all of a sudden we could go digital and you could have digital businesses and never even meet people. And so we went from the old fashioned knocking at doors, making phone calls, which still works, to, well, wait a minute, you don't have to do all that. You can build something, never be there and people can buy and you can make money while you're sleeping. What? So then we move more into the online space. And that was a whole different thing. We had to teach more what we call neurolinguistic sales, which is the study of language patterns and how it impacts the sales process, using that through your digital voice. Right. And that became our calling card. It was a signature piece. And the reason we created that is that Tony Robbins had his thing called neurolinguistic.
Yes,
right. So I said, wait, if he got neurolinguistic science because he couldn't teach NLP, that's right. I'm part of LL Cool J, folks. I'm on the front 5th row from the front. I paid almost $4,000 for this freaking ticket. When he said that, I said, whoa, I'm going to create my own thing. And then, Pastor Shannon, here's the point. I bring it home here. The market shift again. It's 2010, 2012. I'm getting a little older. I'm aging out like a minister. At some point, the minister starts aging up a little bit. Okay. And that's a good thing. It's not a bad thing, but they see things from a different perspective. The folks I was serving got to the point where they were like, I can do this, but it'd be nice just to outsource it to someone else. Just like right now, I don't cut my grass anymore. I'm not bragging. I'm blessed. I don't cut the grass. Okay. I don't cut the grass. That's really cool to have someone cut the grass. I know how to cut the grass. I don't change my oil. I know how to change the oil. And the business owners were saying, wait, I'm trying to build a team. There's a sales department over there, and I want to focus here. And so I became the strategist or CEO sales agency because folks now can outsource their sales teams to us. So if you're an entrepreneur, if you don't want to sell because you got other things you want to do, or you don't like to sell, the best thing you can do is hire someone who does. And that became us, solving a problem CEO. So that's how we elevated. Thanks a lot to Mother Dear and all those along the way that got me to where I'm at now. And you as well, Pastor Shannon, you're someone who looks to the future and has given us opportunities as a company many, many times when I believe we were ahead of everyone else, and you were right there in the future with us. So thanks for all you do as well, bro.
Wow, that was so powerful. You were dropping 24 karat gold bars indeed. No doubt about that. Listen, everybody, it's break time again. Can you believe it? Man, this has been going so fast. We only been able to ask about 2 questions because he has so much wisdom to give you, so much expertise to give you. And I know for a fact you're learning and benefiting from it. Listen, I want you to see Shay Brown in action. I want you to see what he do. He does the morning show, and then he's on stage. I want you to see Dr. Shay Brown in action. I should encourage you that if you have not purchased the other new book called The Process of Change is Now. Listen, if you do not move with the changes that's taking place right now, then you're going to be behind. Matter of fact, many of you might already be behind because you're either going to be on the menu or guess what? You're going to be at the table. And I want you to get this book right now. It is transformational. It is informational. We have biblical wisdom. It tells you things like Blockbuster didn't move quick enough when they could have bought Netflix. No longer here. Are you listening to me? There's others all in there, a lot of these stories in this book so that you can move and be the catalyst that you need to be. So guess what? Get the book right now. Go to Amazon, get the book. Go to the victorychurchint.org and get this book today. The process of change is now.
The number one challenge facing entrepreneurs today is not having enough revenue in the business to execute the vision they have for the people they were called to serve. They don't have enough revenue right now to hire the coach that they really want. They don't have enough revenue right now to hire, I don't know, a graphics team, a consultant, or launch the campaign they really want. If that's you, say, that's me. That's me. Then my number one outcome today is to share how to earn an extra $100,000 a month over and beyond whatever you're earning now by at least having a sales department that produces revenue that puts money in your pocket.
What if your story of faith could inspire generations? What if your testimony of resilience could ignite hope in others? Well, introducing The Faith Factor. It's a legacy project led by visionary Dr. Pastor Anthony D. Shannon. It's a moment where faith meets action and your voice really, really matters. We're calling authors, speakers, and those with a story of unshakable faith to join. It's a writing project that's going to be a legacy. Your story could be the breakthrough someone needs. Your words could change lives. Your faith could leave a lasting legacy for generations to come if you've overcome trials, experience God's hand in your life, or have a testimony, not a testimony, that can transform others. This is your moment to shine. Why don't you apply today? Become a co-author, share your story of faith, and inspire generations to come. Don't just believe, take action. Your faith-filled words could be the key to someone else's breakthrough in this book. Because faith isn't just a belief, it's the key to transformation. Apply now at thefaithfactorbook.com. Say it again, thefaithfactorbook.com. I want to interview you right now. Introducing to you Leaders Live Generously Academy, a coaching program designed just for you, with yours truly, Dr. Anthony D. Shannon. That's right. Listen, I want you to understand that Leaders Live Generously Academy is where ambition meets purpose and success is defined. Imagine a place where you don't have to choose between making a meaningful impact and achieving financial prosperity, where your pursuit of success harmonizes perfectly with your values of family and faith. At our academy, we understand that true leadership is about living generously, leading with integrity, and creating a legacy that transcends financial achievements. Under the guidance and the coaching of Dr. Anthony D. Shannon, I am a renowned expert in leadership with over 30 years of experience. Listen, not only do we teach you leadership, we teach you personal development. You'll discover your unique purpose. Learn to maintain balance in all aspects of your life. And I want you to unlock strategies for wealth creation. Why don't you join me and let me help you transform your vision of success, lead with generosity, and live a life filled with purpose. I want you to start your journey today at Leaders Live Generously Academy. It's the coaching program designed for you. It's where we teach you to lead, to love, to give. It's transformative leadership, because the best leaders are those who live generously. Come join the academy, and your coaching program starts right now.
Hello, and thank you for tuning into Leading from the Future with Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. Well, we hope that you're enjoying the show, and we want to let you know that we are grateful for you. From captivating stories to insightful discussions, we value your presence in our community. Now, if you're finding value and joy in what we bring to your screen, we'd like to invite you to consider taking your support a step further. To ensure the continued success of our channel, we warmly invite you to contribute. We're seeking 10 generous individuals to donate $1,000 each, as well as 10 contributors with a gift of $526, and 10 supporters donating $224.24. Every donation, regardless of the amount, makes a significant impact. However, as a token of our gratitude, each contributor will receive a personalized prophetic word and an exclusive ebook. We have 3 simple ways for you to give, making it quick and easy for you to send your contributions. The first is Cash App. That's right, $Anthony D. Shannon. You can send your contribution directly to our amazing host. The second way is to download the VChurch app. Go ahead and download on the Google Play or your App Store and follow the prompts there. The third is Cash App, $the Victory Church INT. Again, we thank you for your contributions and your support of Leading from the Future with our amazing host, Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. Well, thank you for being an essential part of our journey. Your generosity truly fuels our passion. Now let's get back to the show, because more exciting moments await us. Thank you for your continued support.
But let's deal with this then. You know, you are an entrepreneur. You talked about that. Now you created the Easy Sales Hub. What is this? What is it called? Evergreen revenue model and the 7-figure sales framework.
Sure. The evergreen revenue model, there was a huge challenge that entrepreneurs had. And the challenge they had is, how do they get consistent, predictable, reliable revenue that's coming into the business? And there's only one way to generate revenue in the business, and that is through the sales department, because sales is the oxygen for every great business in history. And so one of the things I wanted to create was, what is a model that allows someone to do something one time and get paid without their labor involved? And for some, that's something they were looking forward to doing. And so we created the evergreen revenue model, which is really the sales system that allows you to be able to generate leads. And that is get in front of your ideal client, be able to have an appointment with them. And that could be virtually, could be through a video, could be through the power of these fiber optic lines like we're having with you right now. And then at the end, if they're interested, they can make a buying decision. So the evergreen revenue model was created to generate revenue consistently, allow you to do other things with your time, and have more impact in the world. And that's the evergreen revenue model.
Wow. Then how do you then define predictable revenue in simple terms for leaders who feel overwhelmed?
Sure. So one of our core beliefs, we got 12 rules, but one of our 12 rules for life is what gets measured gets managed. What gets managed gets better. It's not a Shea Brown original, but it's a principle. And
Mm,
principles work with or without you. Principles
yes.
work whether you believe it or not. It's a principle of life. And so, how do you do that? Is you are measuring the revenue that's coming in. You're really measuring 5 core areas of the business. You're measuring the leads that are coming in on a daily basis, the appointments that are coming in on a daily basis, the offers that are being made by the sales department on a daily basis, and then the deals that are closed. Now, that's 4. You said, Shay, there's 5. The 5th one is repeat business, and repeat business doesn't really grow. So you want consistent, predictable, reliable revenue. You're looking at all 4 of those indicators. And as those indicators remain steady on a daily basis, and as the CEO, I believe you are responsible for 3 things. You're responsible, number 1, for getting your company in front of people who have a problem. That's your number 1 responsibility. So you're really the lead generator for the company, okay? And your second responsibility is to assign the structure and the system to the sales department so it can help the people who you bring to the company so you can generate revenue. So how do you measure it? First,
Mhm.
predictable, you measure it. Number 2, you monitor it. And number 3, you're able to optimize. And optimize is when you take what you're doing now and do it better. When you're watching that revenue on a consistent basis, or the leads on a consistent basis, or the appointments, because sometimes for some industries, and I'm done now, the money doesn't come in every day. I mean, oftentimes we may do something for 2 or 3 weeks. It's not about every day we're closing deals, but it's the
Mhm.
effort that we're putting in. It's the leads and the structure and the system that on any given day, you can see the revenue go up. And over the course of 30 days, there's an average. And if that average is where it needs to be or above, then it has been consistent.
Wow, wow, wow. What role then do you think, does, I guess I would say, leadership play in the success or failure of the sales team?
Well, the good news is we're all leaders. Now, I'm not the leadership expert he is, okay? But I heard a saying somewhere that you're a leader of one before you're a leader of many. And I've never been in a room full of folks and people said, I ain't no leader. You're a leader? Nope, me either. Nope, me. Everybody thinks they're a freaking leader. And that's okay. You should believe you're a leader. You're a leader of yourself. Number 1,
Mhm.
you might be a leader of your family. Number 2, might be a leader of an organization. So the way that leadership plays a role is at the end of the day, the leader is accountable for making the decisions
Mhm.
on how to allocate 2 things. 2 things. They allocate their time, and I always say you want to spend time on revenue producing activities as a CEO. And number
Mm,
2, the leader makes a decision on the resources. Because I don't have unlimited resources. Okay. I told you
right.
I didn't get the Willy Wonka ticket. Okay. So I don't have unlimited resources. So I've got to take the resources I have and allocate them. And the leader makes those decisions. Now you got to hire people and get a team. I get that. You've got to work with other people. I get that. But you are a leader of one first. So first, we look at what is the CEO doing to help the sales department. I want to speak for the sales department, okay? Because about sales, there's more money going out than there is coming in. You'd have to agree with that principle. And
Yes.
so in doing that, the way leadership plays a role is you allocate the time and you allocate the resources. If we can get that, the magic happens by itself.
Mm. Wow.
Most
The
leaders don't
magic.
spend enough time in the sales department. Not a good thing or bad thing. They just nobody was raised in sales, really. So they're perfect salespeople. It's just they don't spend enough time on the selling activities for the sales department.
Wow, the magic happens. Did y'all hear that? Unbelievable. Here's the last question for you today, Dr. Shea, and that is how do you work with or how do you train confidence, right, in sales without creating pressure or manipulation or making people that cringe up because they're introverted that this is something, hey, we could give you the confidence to make this happen.
Yeah, here's I want you to know you'll get it from Harvard Business Review. I can't remember the exact page now, but they say that the best sales folks in the world are introverts.
Wow.
Why? Because introverts follow a structure. Why?
Mm,
Because introverts follow a system. Why? Because introverts aren't relying on their God given talent to be able to connect with folks. So you'll find myself, if you ever find me anywhere, any place, I'm probably the quietest person around, by the way, because I'm a super high introvert. Okay. I can do what I'm doing now, but I guess I'm a functioning extrovert. But really, I like to be left alone. I'm fine. I'm just fine by myself. So, how do you do it? Two ways. The first way is you just be yourself. Second way is don't focus on selling, don't chase the money. Add value and the money will chase you. Jot that down in your notes. If you focus on adding value, if you focus on the concept that people will pay you today, if you help them solve a problem today, if you hold true to those principles, just like maybe with your health, diet, and exercise, right? With your spiritual walk, prayer, and time with the Lord, it doesn't matter. It's a principle of sales. You do that, then you can be introvert, extrovert, novert, nobody, somebody, it doesn't matter. As long as you're there to help other people get what they want, then you will be able to ask for the business. And the only way to get the confidence, which was his question, is to get out there and do it a first time, and then a second time, and then a third time, then a fourth time. And each time you feel a little more comfortable. And you're not saying, will you? You're saying, I can help you. Whether you work with me or not, I'm still going to help people build their sales department. It doesn't really matter. I'm doing this anyway. I was born to do this. I have the gift to do this. With or without you purchasing from me, I'm still going to help folks. And that's the blessing.
Wow, wow, wow. Say that statement one more time. Systems beat what?
Systems, this is one of our core principles. Systems beat goals every time. Systems beat goals every time. Systems beat goals every time because systems are duplicatable. Systems are repeatable, and systems is something you can hand to someone else. Show me someone's system for preparing before they enter the pulpit. I'll show you how successful to be. Show me someone's system that they have in their marriage or in a relationship, then I'll show you how their relationship will function. And we can almost predict, not with certainty, but we can pretty much predict the future. This is what leading by the future is based on the systems that someone's implementing today. We're going to see the results tomorrow or the next day or down the road. There's no guarantee, but I promise you, when you do the right things, good things happen.
Wow, wow, wow. Listen, folks, we are definitely out of time, but we ain't never, ever out of word, out of information. We just be running out of time. You've heard it right there from the one and only Dr. Shay Brown, the sales strategist. He talks to you about systems, beat goals. He talked to you about the entrepreneur spirit of Easy Sales Hub and why you need a sales team, a sales structure. It's the oxygen. Listen, Shay Brown, tell people how to get in touch with you. What is your social media and your contact information?
Yeah, for those out there watching, you can see me, but I can't see you. And you probably heard a lot about me, but I'd like to learn more about you, really, and what you're doing and what you're up to and how you're impacting humanity. Let's connect. My social handle is I am, like I and the A-M-C-H-E Brown. Just put I am Shay Brown. Now, if you're watching this, just drop a little DM. Just put leaders live generously. That'll be the bat signal, right? Leaders live generously. That's the bat signal you were here. And if you were here, I'm going to share a special gift with you on how you can build your sales department and help you generate, I don't know, extra $100,000 a month. But you got to go to I am Shay Brown, drop me a DM, put leaders live generously, and I'll respond back to you. Or you can go to our website, www.ceosalesagency.com.
Wow. Well, you heard it right here today on Leading from the Future. Me and Shay, we're going to be talking in the future about doing some white labeling because I want to get many of you to go down there and tell your story. I want to get many of you to partner with what he does. I'm telling you, I'm such a fan. He's done great work for us, with us, and I'm telling you, coaching us to all kind of next levels, and we're just godly proud and godly thankful. Well, listen, everybody, thank you for tuning in to Leading from the Future. I am your host, Dr. Pastor Anthony Shannon. Listen, I want you, if you are a speaker, if you are a storyteller, if you got something you need to say, you need to look at the Leaders Live Generously Summit. All right. You need to sign up for it. You need to sign up for the Prayer Breakfast of Champions.com. Go check it out. We're looking for you. Are you looking for us? Are you looking to expose other people to what you know, your knowledge, your wisdom? Then guess what? We have a platform for you, and you need to tap in, or you're going to always be tapped out. I hope you enjoyed yourself. We're so godly proud and thankful for what is going on. Shay Brown was amazing and awesome. Please hit him up. Go to all of his socials and please DM him and put Leaders Live Generously so that you can get your free gift and get yourself on the way up to $100,000. All right. Okay. Listen, everybody. Don't forget to continue to follow Leading from the Future. Check us out on YouTube, The Victory Church. All right. Check us out so that you'll know we're here, not for us, but for you. We'll never be leading from the back, always leading from the future, because we believe everyone born is born for a purpose. We say, find your purpose and live your life, because life without purpose is like living life not at all. We'll see you next time at the top. Peace.
Thank you for joining us on another incredible episode of Leading from the Future with Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. We've had an amazing journey exploring visionary leadership and inspiring insights. If you're passionate about sharing your story and ideas on our show, we'd love to have you as a guest. Simply reach out to us via email at thevictorychurchint@gmail.com. To ensure the continued success of our channel, we warmly invite you to contribute. We're seeking 10 generous individuals to donate $1,000 each, as well as 10 contributors with a gift of $526, and 10 supporters donating $224.24. Every donation, regardless of the amount, makes a significant impact. However, as a token of our gratitude, each contributor will receive a personalized prophetic word and an exclusive ebook. You can contribute through 3 convenient ways. The first is Cash App. That's right, $Anthony D. Shannon, or $The Victory Church INT. You can also download the V Church app. Search for us on the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. Follow the prompts and make your contribution. Whether you contribute $1,000 or any amount, every donation makes a difference. Go ahead and support us today. For more information and to stay connected, please visit leaderslivegenerously.com. We appreciate your support in advancing our mission. Well, thank you for being a part of this incredible community. Join us again next time as we lead from the future with Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon.